Hello, Cohort 2.
This is take two.
Yeah.
We recorded this and then we don't know where it went. So we're trying again.
Technical difficulties. So hopefully the second time is better, the second take. We don't have monitors anyway. We're looking at our notes. We just want to welcome you back to the semester. We had an amazing time with all of you this past summer. It was very intense, and then we all disappeared and we went on vacations, and some of us went back to new jobs. Some of you out there are starting, new roles, and so there's been a lot of transitions. And we have another big transition ahead as we move into the fall. This will be an interesting foray for all of you to get into this online learning platform that we're still trying to master ourselves. But we wanted to just give you a brief introduction to the semester. We have created one syllabus that will be out. We'll send it out on Wednesday. And it'll really catalog all the things that you need to do with timelines, specific assignments, and of course the end in mind. There's two templates, Chapter 1 and Chapter 3, that you're going to need to complete. There are 4 instructors this semester. Linda and I will be leading the charge. Linda will be leading the equity course with Chris Thomas, who's a former professor at University of San Francisco and now an elementary school principal in Seattle. And I'll be leading the design course with Dr. Martin Reardon, who's a professor at ECU. So you'll be introduced to both of those folks. But Linda and I still will be the primary drivers of the 2 courses. And even though I'm leading the design course, everything that we do with the output of Chapter 1, Chapter 3, and your focus of practice and your project really will be for both of us to work with you on. So it's all because it would be Linda and I and you that all have to feel really comfortable with the focus of practice as we move forward.
Mm-hmm. So the equity course you've already started to think about because we have sent out readings and reading guides. So I hope you're moving ahead on the racial contract. As I think I said in the summer, I've read it at least 10 or 12 times. So you don't get everything the first time, and it's a different book every time you read it. So that's the philosophical approach to equity. So we're interested in what you think about that. We're going to start the course with Actions Matter, though. So if you can make sure you have that reading and the reading guide for it and so forth. So we're ready to go. We're excited about the fall and eager to see how the summer translates into the fall, and you pick up this work to get towards your focus of practice. And we're going to talk about how we're coming to visit you and how we hope to help you really zero in on that focus of practice very soon.
It's really important to look at the syllabus right away and the 2 chapter templates, because you need to plan out your semester. You're all incredibly busy, and you know the hot spots of the semester. Some of you don't know some of the hot spots will just come up, but when teacher conferences are, open houses, you have to plan accordingly. So the more that you can look at the syllabus now and look at the timelines we provide, because deadlines, many of which are really crucial, especially in the equity course, where your involvement in your conversations with your critical friends really could impede their responses. So being timely is critically important. So you have to plan your semester out. We talked early on in the process that something has to give. We don't want it to be family. It can't be your job, can't be your spiritual life. But as you look through the semester and what's required of you, think about things that carving out different kinds of times in which you can do this work is going to be of vital importance. The ultimate aim here for the design course is the completion of chapters 1 and 3, but it's a step-by-step incremental process to get there. And so our course will start on August 27th. I will send a video out that gives an overview for the first month together. But I would encourage you now to start thinking about your big bubbles, of ideas of what you want to study. When we had dinner last night with Zarmina here in DC, and she has her kind of big bubble already set around issues of dual language, and that's great. Some of you have that bubble and teacher evaluation bubble and discipline, all kinds of bubbles. That's great. Over the course of the next month or so, we're going to try to get that down to one bubble, because even a bubble like dual language is still not specific enough for a PAR project. So we'll spend the rest of the semester really diving into the aspects of it. Are you passionate about it? What is it? Is it? Do you have action space for it? Is it doable? I mean, we have a whole list of things that will help you catalog that all feed into chapter 1. But we encourage you to have those conversations now with people, people around you, people in your work setting. They'll help you start thinking about that. And then we'll workshop those with you through the design course. Linda and I will be workshopping those with you when we visit you. We're going to be in September. We're going to see a majority of you in early September in the Bay Area. Late September, we're going to Georgia to see Michael, and Amman to see Layla. And then in October, we're heading out to see the 3 folks in Asia. Nora will be working with you online because we're not going to see you until January, but we'll really kind of workshop those ideas because it's vitally important. That said, if you need us one-on-one, set something up. We're on Skype, webinars, telephone calls. You can, if you want both of us on at the same time, great. If you want to talk to one of us, fantastic. We talk almost every day, so we'll keep abreast of what's going on. But you start digging into this world of what you want to do in your project.
And, if you read the Bright book and so forth, you will understand that they're using language called problem of practice. We call it focus of practice, so that you actually start to look at the assets in your school as well as what the needs and issues are. So that's an important thing. We, of course, have been doing this, so we completely understand it and may miss what you don't understand. So no question is not a good question. Every question is a good question, in other words. So please contact us at any time. It is better if you email us and set up phone conversations. That works best usually for us. We're extremely available, as you have found out. And as Armina said last night, it was so like I was having dinner with my professors. I guess this doesn't happen in other worlds, but it happens in ours. And we want to stay just that close to you.
You'll see in the syllabus as well that there's a transition in early November as we pivot to some of the different works. So we set up a live webinar that week. We're not quite sure what time or day that's going to be, so we'll keep you posted on that. We're going to actually talk to some of the folks around the world and time zones and see what works best for all of you. If you can't make it to any, when we do webinars like this, we record them. Sometimes there's technical issues. Sometimes there's time zone issues, obviously. But rest assured, we'll record those and send those out to you. And I think the last announcement I have, actually, let me say about bookmarks. Make sure you bookmark your weekly memo page. That open source Google Doc, Linda and I usually work on it on Fridays and over the weekend, so that on Monday of each week it's ready for you to really think about the week ahead. You need that bookmarked. You need to go to that every week. It's really important. The one that's for August 20th is up right now. Be sure to look at that. The other bookmark, of course, is Blackboard. In Blackboard is going to be everything that we do in all of these courses. So if you go into Blackboard right now, this video is on the announcement page. We put announcements on there. We're in the front page. But on the left-hand side, there's just 2 links that you're going to be hitting on a regular basis. One says Fall 2018. Within that, there are 2 course folders in there, and so that everything in the design course will be in my folder. All the assignments in the equity course for Chris and Linda will be there. And then on the left-hand side also is the readings, the course readings, and then there's a folder in there for Fall 2018 again. All the readings will be in there, and the reading guides are also embedded in there. So you really need to get used to those two places that you visit on a regular basis. Of course, your ECU email, that's the way that we're going to communicate with you, making sure that that's pushed to whatever client you use to receive your emails is important. On the weekly memo this week, there is a reminder to complete the survey that we sent to you about our work together this summer. 5 of you have completed that. Thank you. It takes about 20 minutes. We use that. Honestly, we do. We always change the way we do things based on the feedback we get. If we preach it, we better practice it. And it's important to us to get your feedback to know, aspects of our work.
And I would just say an additional bookmark will be Flipgrid, because we will be using that quite a bit. After I send out the first Flipgrid response page. We'll get used to it. They've made some changes on the platform, so I'm making sure that we're all able to access it. And FYI, Flipgrid is now free to all educators. So if you want to get on and register or get your teachers to use it in some way, it's a really incredible dialogue tool. Which brings me to the point of online learning. It's been interesting to watch that in some ways it provides an equity platform that sometimes Classroom doesn't, because everybody has to respond when we're on Flipgrid or when we're on discussion boards, which is rare, the discussion board piece. But it's so interesting. And that, as Matt mentioned in the Critical Friends, most of the work is asynchronous, but the Critical Friends protocols are going to require that it doesn't take long to do what you have to do in them on a routine basis for the week, but there will be some things you have to do during the week so that you can be responsive to your groups. And we have groups of 4, 4, 3, 3. So if somebody doesn't respond to the presenter, it just leaves us without the kind of feedback that folks need to continue the process. So I'm going to ask you to really be careful about calendaring those times. And I've made a chart for you so you can just go through the chart and pick the time of day that and get your little ding on your calendar to tell you, oh, it's Flipgrid time or Critical Friend time.
Okay. So I think that's it. You're all back to work, we realize, and some of you have kids in the building already, and some are coming in the next few weeks. Have a great kickoff to your school year, and I will be seeing you next Sunday. I'll send out a video that kicks off the first month or so of the design course.
And I would just say, if anything comes up, just let us know. One of my expressions is, in the absence of information, we make things up. So transparency about difficulties, not getting an assignment in on time, all that, we can live with it if we know what's going on. Otherwise, we kind of go, well, what is going on? And so just shoot us an email and say, can't do this right now, but I will get to it by Wednesday or whatever is possible. But except for Critical Friends. Okay.
All right, great.
Take good care.
We'll see you this semester.
Mm-hmm.